All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahawah, BaShem, YAHAWASHI, BaShem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the whole elect of Israel. And as you can see, the title of this article, we're more at risk of nuclear war with Russia than we think. And this article came out October 7th, 2019. Today's date being December the 30th, 2019, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, today is December the 30th, 2019. And, as the article says, we're more at risk of nuclear war with Russia than we think. And the we, that dude's referring to you everyday so-called Americans. All right, going into, the watchers, them that aren't asleep, the children of the light, which pretty much I'm roughly paraphrasing First Thessalonians 5th chapter. Okay, they know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. All right, which I'll probably end up bringing out. But, this is all happening because of why? Because this is biblical prophecy that the Lord is going to use, Russia to come up against America. All right, does it say Russia and America in the scriptures? No, that's why the scriptures is called the Book of Mysteries. Because if it was an ABC Dr. Seuss book, then everybody would know what's going on. And that's not how the Lord written this story. Okay, the mysteries was revealed onto the Lord's servants, the prophets. Okay, and the prophets go out to the highways and byways and warn the people. Okay, to call back the elect and to condemn the rest. All right, and that's really what it is. Okay, and we're getting ready to see the fruits of this. Okay, going into was in Jeremiah, Jeremiah 28 and 8. All right, this is what the job of the prophets to do. Okay, but this is not here. We're not here for a game. All right, speaking of apostle on down, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Okay, this is Jeremiah 28 and 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of pestilence. Right, and this is what we are through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI have been telling you people of. Okay, this is becoming a harsh reality because why? Because this is the Lord's intentions. Okay, this is what the Lord intends to do. Okay, that's why a prophet is called a prophet. All right, to foretell, to warn. All right, and to tell you what it is that is going on, because the prophets are the mouthpiece of the Lord, meaning they are the messengers. Okay, to say it like that. All right, they are the messengers. They are the ones that communicate to you through the Holy Spirit. What the counsel of the Lord is. Okay, here and told to you here on the earth. All right, and what's going to happen is so-called Russia. All right, those Russian Edomites are going to go to war against the American Edomites. Okay, really talking about the rulers, because we know their armies are mixed, with different nations, but talking about the rulers. Okay, they're coming up against each other. All right, why? Because Satan is casting out Satan. All right, and that's a precept in the scriptures. All right, and that's talking about the rulership of the wicked. Okay, Satan is being divided. All right, and the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan is Esau Edom, being a so-called white man. Okay, he is the seed of the devil. All right, the adversary. Okay, the one that is against YAHAWASHI, against life, against his children. All right, and this is what is happening, is that their kingdom, their rulership is coming to an end. All right, and it's going to end by thermonuclear missiles. Okay, this is a good article, that I'm just going to get into. As always, Lord's willingness to be edifying. So going to go back to the title of this article. We are more at risk of nuclear war with Russia than we think. All right, and that makes me think of a precept, because all you people are getting ready to consider, all right, what has been told to you. All right, again, speaking of apostle on down, okay, that what is going to befall you people in these last days. Okay, because this is about biblical prophecy. This is not about you and your story. All right, you grew up, what a movie like the Bronx Tale. The Lord's not dealing with that. Okay, he don't care about your life story. He don't care about where you came from, what you've been doing. The Lord is here to find those who serve him and save them, and to destroy the rest of you people. Okay, because that's and those that, so to say, survive, talking about you heathens. Okay, you're going to be first fruits in slavery. All right, this is what it is. Okay, this is not up for debate. This is not. There's no getting your way, politicking out of this. This is what it is. Okay, and here it is, the precept I'm thinking about. Jeremiah 30. We know Jeremiah 30 and 7, talking about Jacob's trouble. All right, and this is all, it's all ties in together. Okay, because this is a transition of power. All right, Jacob's trouble is called Jacob's trouble because Esau is going to come up against Jacob. Why? Because he's envious that Jacob has received the birthright. Okay, and that Esau, his blessing, all right, the so-called white man, he's in power because his blessing was that he would have the fatness of the earth and rule by the sword. But the point is that his blessing was temporary. All right. Yes, he received the blessing, but he also received the curse because he is the people of the Lord's indignation. Okay. Forever. All right. The Lord hates this man. All right. And we're getting ready to see how much he really hates him. All right. We're getting ready to see how much he truly loves Jacob. All right. Because Isaiah 14 chapter tells you that he's going to have mercy on Jacob. Okay. He's going to yet choose Israel. All right. Which just Israel is Jacob. All right. That seed line. But this is the precept I was talking about. This is Jeremiah 30 and 24. The fierce anger of the Lord, YAHAWASHI, shall not return until he have done it, and until he have performed the intents of his heart. Okay, what is the intent of the Lord's heart? Okay, a lot of things, of course, but referring to this lesson, okay, one of the intents of the Lord's heart is to what? To destroy the wicked. All right, destroy the rulership of the wicked. Okay, and the headquarters of the wicked is so-called America. All right, Babylon the Great. All right, so the Lord's intention is to destroy so-called America by what? By thermonuclear missiles. Okay, and then the host of angels, when they arrive in the chariots, the ultimate angel being YAHAWASHI, and cleaning up the rest. Okay, and this is the intent of the Lord's heart. Okay, to destroy this place by fire. Okay, and here to finish up, in the latter days ye shall consider it. Okay, so this article pretty much going to go into it about the complacency that's on this nation. Okay, and that's because the Lord has put a spirit of deep sleep on these people. Okay, so that his will can be fulfilled. All right, so reading into this article, in the 1950s and 60s, Americans genuinely and rightly feared the prospect of nuclear war with the Soviet Union. All right, being Russia. School children, going into the Cold War. All right, school children regularly participated in air raid drills. Federal, state, and local governments prepared for operations in the event of a nuclear emergency. More than a few worried citizens built backyard bomb shelters and stockpiled provisions. Today, that old dread of disaster has all but disappeared, as the systems that helped preclude it. Yep. As have the systems that help preclude it, meaning pretty much, I would say, guessing to prevent it. Preclude. Yeah, preclude, prevent from happening, make possible. Right. I'll make this article. But continuing, but the actual threat of nuclear catastrophe is greater than we realize it. And who is this dude we referring to? To you everyday so-called Americans. All right, and pretty much you people of this world. Okay, and this is prophesied. Okay, read Isaiah 47 chapter. All right, I said a queen am no widow. All right, I shall not know the loss of children. I shall not know sorrow. All right, roughly paraphrasing, it says the same thing in Revelation 18 chapter. All right, the complacency demon that the Lord put on these people. Okay, so that they can be asleep. All right, so that the Lord can perform his intent, the intents of his heart. Okay, and he's going to do his pleasure on Babylon. The Lord's pleasure is to destroy this place. Okay, here continuing, diplomacy and a desire for global peace have given way to complacency and a false sense of security that nuclear escalation is outside the realm of possibility. All right. A false sense of security. All right. That's why the Lord said in Sirach the 5th chapter, in thy security thou shalt be destroyed. All right. So let me get it. In Thessalonians, about these people saying peace and safety, because that's not the spirit of the Lord that he's coming in. Okay. The Lord's coming back to what? He's coming to bring war. All right. He's coming to make division. Okay. And ultimately he's coming to take the kingdom. All right. And that comes with this place being destroyed. All right. So this is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. I'll just read a few precepts. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. So when this dude says, then word, let me see it. But the actual threat of nuclear catastrophe is much greater than we think. He's not talking about us. Okay, he's not talking about the hopefully elect. Okay, he's talking about you people that are in the world. Okay, and really this dude is just crying out. Okay, because even still he knows that this is inevitable. Okay, he has no way out. All right, I don't know if this dude is an Israelite. I'm not gonna say, I don't know if he knows the truth. Okay, but George Beebe, okay, he doesn't have the answers. All right, he's pretty much complaining. All right, and he's complaining to the wrong person. All right, because there's nothing you can do to stop this, because he wants to save America. All right, so he's in the world. All right, the Lord's not dealing with this, but nonetheless. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verse 1, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For ye yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Okay, the Lord's going to come when these people least expect it. All right, because they're not watching. They have no idea what's going on. Okay, they don't even know the Lord is a possibility of him returning. Okay, they lost the way. They have no idea what's going on. Okay, they go to their day-to-day task, right, and they have no clue what's going on around them. Okay, and the day that we're approaching is getting every day is getting darker and darker and darker. But these people see promise, they see hope, coming into the new year. All right, this is and it's all vanity. Okay, and the Lord's getting ready to put an end to this. Okay, because the Lord had to set a point in time for this place to be destroyed. All right, and that's the day we're fastly approaching. All right, so this is verse 3, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. Right. So, all these vain peace talks, let's love everybody. That's the solution. The answer is love. The Lord's not dealing with that. All right. The Lord has no intention of preserving this place. All right. And you're going to see how much the Lord really hates this place in the times that we're heading into. Okay. It's no longer going to be words. All right. It's going to be action. All right. Power, authority. All right. Because YAHAWASHI is getting ready to reveal himself. Okay. But continuing, as travail upon a woman with child. All right. So, again, going into birth pains. All right. You cannot escape these pains. All right. And that's why it says, and they shall not escape. Okay. There's nothing you can do to escape the trouble that's coming to this place. Okay. The pains are going to be a lot more rampant, a lot more frequent. Okay. Until the child is born. All right. And that child being born is the kingdom. Okay. So, when going into Matthew's 24th chapter, this is the beginning of sorrows. All right. You shall hear wars and rumors of wars. Okay. Earthquakes in diverse places. Going into 2nd and 9th chapter, when you shall see uproars of the people, when you shall see past, see some of the signs, pretty much roughly paraphrasing, you know perfectly that the Lord is what? He's coming to visit this place. Okay. Because he's already visiting this place. That's by who? By his servants and prophets. Okay. You can call them the so-called front runners. All right. The ones that the Lord has here are out on the front lines. All right. But the Lord is getting ready to come and return. And he's coming with what? Rebuke and flames of fire. All right. He's not coming to make peace. All right. He's coming, of course, to make peace with his people. But, 2/3, they're not even considered our people at this moment. All right. So what more you heathens? All right. You natural heathens. All right. Meaning you other nations. All right. But going back to this article, what is that? Here, diplomacy and the desire for global peace have given way to complacency and a false sense of security that nuclear escalation is outside the realm a possibility. All right. Well, this is a guarantee. Okay, that this place is going out with thermonuclear missiles. All right. That leaves us unprepared and highly vulnerable to a nuclear attack from Russia. All right. Now Russia is not the only nation you have to be worried about. All right, because as prophecy goes, that all these nations that have even going to so-called America's allies, they're going to shoot missiles at America also. Okay, so-called America is burning all the bridges. All right, that is it's made, pretty much going into their friendships. All right, to a point where this place is being isolated. Okay, and that being so, the only thing left for this place is to be destroyed. Don't get it twisted. So-called Russia. All right, they're not gonna prevail either. All right, these other nations, Moab, being the so-called Chinese. All right, Iran, so on and so forth. They're not coming into power. Okay, prophecy is not written as them coming into power. Okay, in the last days which you are in, the kingdom of heaven is going to be established. All right, and it's being established right before your eyes. All right, but the point is that this is going to play out physically. All right, this is going to be manifest. All right, and there's nothing you people can do about it. All right, you can come up against the man of the Lord. You can have your own, thing so you think. All right, it's not going to prevail. Okay, because this has been written long before you were even in existence. Okay, this is before the foundations of the earth that this was going to come to pass, and nothing, your opinion, your thought, how you feel is not going to stop that. I'm sorry. All right, this is a continuous article. The most recent sign of American complacency was the death a few weeks ago of the intermediate range nuclear forces treaty, the INF treaty. All right, a pivotal 1987 agreement that introduced intrusive on-site inspection provisions, destroyed an entire class of dangerous weaponry, and convinced both Washington and Moscow that the other wanted strategic stability more than strategic advantage. That's ultimately because the Lord, it wasn't that time for this prophecy to come to pass. Okay, the Lord has it to where this thing is bringing up again, because this is the time the Lord has set for this to come down. Okay, being nuclear war. All right, and one of the consequences of, because the thing is that the Lord has these rulers' hearts, minds in a trick bag. Okay, the Lord's pulling the strings, as the elites love to think that they pull the strings of this society, which they do to a point, but the Lord is the one that is controlling them. All right, so there is no free will. There's nobody out here doing their own thing, because if it was so, this place would prevail, and it's not. Okay, but one of the consequences of the INF treaty being pretty much tossed in the trash is this. All right, which what have been going into, which is this is beautiful, because this is showing you that the Lord is really speeding things up. All right, but here, Russia deploys first hypersonic avant-garde ICBM missile. All right, so this is the consequence of this INF treaty being tossed in the garbage. Okay, and it's only going to get worse. All right, here, 27 times faster than the speed of sound this missile flies. Okay, and that nuclear warhead, who knows, the power of this thing, but that's just one of them. Okay, there's going to be a whole slew of them. Okay, and they're going to fly high, fast, and far. Okay, to come here to destroy so-called America. Okay, and there's nothing these people can do about this. All right, why is this happening? Because this is the Lord's intentions. Okay. Reading back in this article, here, the New START treaty put in place during Obama administration appears headed for a similar fate in 2021. Okay, and the Lord is speeding things up. Okay, we don't know when the Lord is going to return, but we know he any moment now he can start to get this thing rolling. Okay, you can see the persecutions coming, things of that nature, because it's all as scriptures say, let all things be done decently and in order. Okay, the Lord has these things rolling out in order. Okay, so knowing that persecution is coming, the balances spiritual powers is coming. All right. So, pretty much not to go off for the pointless lesson, but knowing the Lord is in control. Okay, this is his movie. We're reading it right here. Okay, this is the script. This is exactly how it's going to play out. There's no alternate ending. There's no director's cut. Okay, this is how the movie's going to play out. Okay. But knowing that, again, we just read First Thessalonians 5th chapter, when they shall say peace and safety. Okay, these treaties are supposed to mean peace and safety, to quiet the citizens, to quiet the world, really. All right, and put them back to sleep, as this is not a possibility no more. When very so, this is a guarantee that this world is heading into nuclear war. All right. And that just shows you, the Lord's words is what holds the weight. Okay, you can make a treaty, whatever it's vain. Okay, because whatever way you think is gonna play out is not gonna play out if it's not according to the will of YAHAWASHI. All right. Continuing. In fact, nearly all the key U.S.-Russian arms control and confidence building provisions of the Cold War era are dead or on life support. And why? Because I'm gonna keep saying this is prophecy. All right, with little effort underway to update or replace them. Because why? Because prophecy. All right. Meanwhile, U.S. officials from both parties are focused not on how we might avoid nuclear catastrophe, but on showing how tough they look against a what is this? Revanchist. Pretty much, it's a political term, right? And it means pretty much like a policy designed to like revive a lost territory or a status. So pretty much Russia, all right, so-called Russia, they want back their USSR glory days, all right, back when they were a respected power. Okay, when the world feared them. All right, right now, I won't say right now. This is what they want. Okay, they want to be recognized as a power here in its leader, Vladimir Putin. Okay, they want to, like, it's just how tough they are. All right, by what? Building up an army of thermonuclear missiles. Okay, and the Lord is setting that snare. Okay, because their little ambition is going to be their downfall. All right, and the same with so-called America. All right, but continuing in this article, summit meetings between White House and Kremlin leaders, once viewed as opportunities for peace, are now seen as dangerous temptations to indulge in Munich-style appeasement, the cardinal sin of statecraft. So the Lord's he's making these rulers lose their patience. Okay, get ticked off, have them in there rubbing shoulders and looking at each other, eyeing each other. Because why? Because the Lord mustered the host to the battle. All right, the Lord is putting it in these people's minds to come up against each other. All right, the Lord is controlling everything. Okay, and it's a beautiful thing. All right. American policymakers worry more about going wobbly. Going back to a point, just came back to my through the spirit, came back into thought. Meanwhile, U.S. officials from both parties are focused not on how we might avoid nuclear catastrophe. So, what is this place focused on? Folly. All right, the Super Bowl, playoffs, and going to those bread and circuses. Homosexual rights. In all type of manner of madness. Okay, this is what this place is focused on. All right, instead of focusing on their fate. Okay, they're the point that they're in grave danger. Okay, and someone you should ask yourself, who's doing this? Okay, YAHAWASHI is doing this. All right, so don't get caught up in the things that are going on in this world. Okay, separate yourself from this place, because they don't have the answers. They don't know what's going on. Okay, they're a chicken with their head cut off. All right, and we're getting ready to see them fall, every last one of them. All right, so it's best you be on this side. All right, if of course this is the Lord called you and you will be chosen. That's what we're trying to figure it out our damn selves. All right, but we know this is the way. All right, and there's no other way out of this place besides that narrow and straight. All right, and that's just truth. Okay, but going back, I had to recover that thought. But here, American policymakers worry more about going wobbly, as Margaret Thatcher once put it, than about a march of folly into in inadvertent war, meaning unavoidable. Priorities, right, are all backwards in this place. All right, and that's why this place is going to be destroyed, because of improper rulership. This is here continuing. President Donald Trump's suggestion that the United States and Russia might explore ways to manage their differences diplomatically has produced mostly head scratching and condemnation. Exactly. We're coming to a point where we're just gonna have to fight. Ain't nothing to talk about. We got to go to war. All right, and they don't want to do this. All right, but who wants this done? The Creator. All right, the one who you ignorantly call God. All right, and His only begotten Son, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. All right, which His name is YAHAWASHI. All right, the Heavenly Father's true name is YAHWAH, and His only begotten Son name is YAHAWASHI. All right, and they are one. Meaning their mind is on the same thing. YAHAWASHI is not going to the Heavenly Father saying, can you just extend Babylon a little bit longer, or maybe save Esau. He's not that bad. No, everything that is in the script, all right, is gonna play out. Okay, there's no arguing. All right, YAHAWASHI is coming to fulfill the will. He is the Word. Okay, so why would there be any contention on that? All right, so no one's defending this place besides you regular people who have no idea what's going on. Okay, and know that your word, your feelings, your thoughts, your opinions holds no weight in the heavens. All right, this is a continuing in my more than 25-year. This dude, he's crying out. All right. Poor guy, right? In my more than 25 years of government experience working on Russian matters, I've seen that 3 misguided assumptions underline how the United States got to this point. The first is that American policymakers think that because neither side wants nuclear war, then such a war is very unlikely to occur. Because why? Because thoughts change all the time. All right, one day you like somebody, the next day you don't. All right, it doesn't stay consistent. All right, because going to time and chance and consequence, and stuff happens. All right, so this is it's a good point. Then such a war is unlikely to occur because people just assume that there's a common agreement that we don't want to go to war, so nothing's gonna happen. Okay, sometimes you can get in a fight. It's not because you want to; it's because you have to. And that's what this place is coming into a point. They have to go to war, right? Because the Lord is making it to where they have to do what He wants them to do. Okay, and that's just it's as simple as it gets, right? And what people get thrown off is you can't see the Lord, all right? But if you see, you see by the things that He's doing. Okay, you see His actions. You see how He's alive. Okay, He has a counsel, and it's playing out here on the earth. Okay, as it is in heaven, so shall it be done on the earth. All right, surely, thou art a power that hideth thyself. All right, but the Lord is coming to a point where He's showing Himself. He's not no longer playing behind the scenes, like He says in Psalms 50th chapter, that I've kept silence. Thou hast done these things and I've kept silence. The Lord is not doing that no more. Okay, the Lord is coming back with vengeance. All right, because this is that day, the day of the Lord. All right, but continuing, Russia would be foolish. They reason to cross swords with the powerful U.S. military and risk its own self-destruction. And many Americans find it hard to imagine that modern cyber duels, proxy battles, information operations, and economic warfare might somehow erupt into direct nuclear attacks, because they're naive. All right, they think this place is the place to be. Everywhere else, this is the mentality of people of this world. Really, people that live here in so-called America. All right, America's not that great, but it's better than everywhere else. When you're sadly mistaken. Okay, in the times we're coming into, this is going to be the worst place to be. All right, because this place is exclusively a hot center for the Lord's indignation. Okay, this is going to be that prime example, as Sodom and Gomorrah was that example. So-called America is going to be that example. All right, and this place is called Babylon the Great. All right, but here this is this people's reasoning. All right, because of pride. All right, that's why the Lord said it, because of pride the city shall be troubled. All right, oh, big bad America, the big bad wolf. Ain't nobody messing with this place. All right, but knowing that to stay on top forever has never been done. Okay, and it's only going to be done by the kingdom of heaven. All right, being under the rulership of YAHAWASHI and the rest of the 144,000 of the elect. All right, that's the everlasting kingdom. But the kingdoms that have been before, they've risen up and they fell. Okay, because why? Because the Lord ruleth in the kingdom of men. All right, He gives power to whoever He wants to. All right, and at this time the Lord has given power unto the wicked. All right, Job 9:24. But the rulership of the wicked has never been in place or set up or brought up to rule forever. Okay, this place is here for an example. That's it. Okay, so that when the profitable rulers, use the Israelites, okay, the 144,000 to be exact, all right, of the elect, the righteous, when they're in rulership, then they will appreciate more, when they're in authority. Okay, because they're gonna know and remember and read what has happened to this place. Okay, and that's why this place is gonna be destroyed, because again it's gonna be an example. Okay, so that pretty much we can appreciate righteousness. All right, because we didn't obviously, going back to the beginning. Okay, that's why we fell. All right, we waxed fat. We waxed fat and kicked, meaning we rebelled. Okay, ungrateful. All right, so the Lord brought us low. All right, so when we're brought up, that's the Lord humbled us. Okay, so when we're put back in our proper state, we're gonna remember what we went through. All right, but let me wrap this article, and then I'm go probably grab a couple precepts and get out of here. But here I read again. Russia would be foolish, we reason, to cross swords with the powerful U.S. military and risk its own self-destruction. Going to the mutually assured destruction. If I'm saying it right, because they know if one missile is shot, then all the missiles are going to be shot. Okay, so but they rationalize in their mind, if we don't shoot on missiles, then we're going to survive. All right, but it's not their intentions that that are at rule. The Lord's intention is at rule, and His intention is for you to shoot those missiles. So you have no choice. You're gonna have to go to war. All right, but yeah, pretty much going. Let me just finish up. If the Cold War ended peacefully, the thinking goes, why should America worry that a new shot of war with a much less formidable Russia will end any differently? All right, and that goes into this place and its naiveness. All right, these other nations are souped up now. All right, they have nuclear capabilities as well, and that should make you afraid. But these people are not. But as I read in Jeremiah 30th chapter, in the latter days you shall consider. Okay, because this is the anger of the Lord. All right, you're gonna feel it, you're gonna see it, you're gonna hear it, you're gonna smell it. All right, this is getting ready to play out here on this earth. All right, but I don't really need to get into it. He do make some good points. But nonetheless, he don't have the answers. All right, and what I might do is just leave this article in the description box, and if you want to read it or whatnot, go right ahead. But let me pretty much wrap this up. This is going to get into a point, which I'm trying to get to. This is Zephaniah chapter 2 verse 15. This is that rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly. All right, and this is talking about that great city Babylon the Great. All right, being so-called America, dwelling carelessly, being naive, which was reading in that article. What was the word he used exactly? Complacency. That's what it is. This place is built up a reputation that they're going to continue forever, right? But that's not what's going to happen, right? This Zephaniah 2:15. This is the rejoicing city that dwelt carelessly, that said in her heart, I am, and there is none beside me. Pride. All right, can nobody touch me? I look how high I sit. Who's gonna take me off this throne? All right, and the answer is YAHAWASHI. All right, who gave you that throne in the first place, and he's getting ready to repo. All right, you stop making payments. All right, like it says in what is it, 10th chapter, because of I gotta get it, rich is gone by